welcome you back to the Prudential Update. Notre Dame leads BYU 14-13 at halftime. Notre Dame has dropped out of the running for a national title this year, but many experts think the Irish will be among the favorites next season. Quarterback Ron Paulus is certainly one reason for such optimism, but sophomore tailback Randy Kinder is another. The leaves have only begun to turn, but title hopes are gone.
It just feels like now, and Coach Holtz has said it, we're at the lowest point that a Notre Dame football team could be at, and we have to dig ourselves out.
If the Notre Dame football team is going to dig itself out, it will be with players like Randy Kinder. The sophomore has been a very bright spot in what has been a difficult season, rushing over 100 yards for the fourth straight game last week.
I think if Randy Kinder will continue to improve as he has, he'll be an outstanding tailback. He was a true freshman last year. Didn't expect him to have to play as much this year, but the injury to Lee Beckton's necessitated it. But he's become a very complete football player. He runs well, excellent blocker, is improving his hands. Just a beautiful individual who's very, very good for the team.
While perhaps not as famous as the high school player of the year in 1992, Ron Paulus, Kinder was the top running back and heavily recruited. As a true freshman last season, he rushed for nearly 600 yards.
And a big hole for the freshman, and it's Randy Kinder inside the 5-yard line. Kinder from East Lansing, Michigan, one that got away from Michigan State.
When I came in last year, I don't know if I was ready for Notre Dame football and for college football, and it showed in how I played. There were a lot of areas that I needed to work on, playing without the ball, catching the football, and it's things that showed up. I still, I felt like I did a good job when I was in there, but I felt I was still learning. I feel like my speed is really something that helps me and that makes me the player I am. And if our line's going to make a hole, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there quick.
Kinder has also been quick in adapting to the pressures of life off the field for Notre Dame football players.
When you go out, when you're in the dorm, when you're just eating a piece of pizza in a pizza parlor, you're a Notre Dame football player and everyone knows that. So you're expected to act a certain way, expected to speak a certain way, to be a certain way, and it's 24 hours a day. It's a big responsibility.
In a year where the Irish had hoped for more, perhaps the experience that Kinder has gotten bodes well for seasons to come.
We just want to get back on track right now. If we can do that, then that'll just make it even more better for next year and preparing for, future years.
In the first half against BYU, Kinder has rushed 14 times for 65 yards, including that 41-yard touchdown, his longest run of the year. Next up, Hannah Storm will have more scores and highlights, and I'll take a look at tomorrow's NFL schedule on NBC. That's right after this message from Notre Dame.